Here are the August 2026 game releases. This video is limited to this month because of the large amount of games that are releasing. Usually, I combine 3 months together for a quarterly video. Also, if you thought last month had a lot of games, this month has even bigger titles. And then September will have even more major launches, with 24 already slated for the next video. This is a calendar view of the major upcoming releases for August 2026. These are games that seem to have the most hype generated for their launch this month, either through social media conversations or high Steam follower counts. First, the big one is Beast of Reincarnation, releasing August 4th, 2026. After that, on that same week, on the 6th of August, is Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. The week after that is EA Sports Madden NFL 27 and Hell Let Loose Vietnam, releasing August 13th. That next Thursday is Mortal Shell 2 on August 20th. And then the Thursday after that, August 27th, has the most major releases on a single day so far this year. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2, Brigandine Abyss, Star Wars Zero Company, and Resonance A Plague Tale Legacy. All of those look like winners. And then we got Breath Edge 2 on the 31st, the last day of the month. Let's talk about what I mean by winners, because well, they're either going to be very hyped up, like a hidden gem kind of thing, or they might be controversial. Beast of Reincarnation looks like an interesting attempt by Game Freak to make a non-Pokemon game. This game looks good, and there seems to be hype for this game, but it's hard for me to not insert Pokemon gameplay mechanics when I watch these trailers. Not sure if I can trust these trailers, but I think it will be popular at least at first. Personally, I will wait and see on this one. Beast of Reincarnation will retail for $59.99. It's an action RPG for PS5 and PC. Release date is August 4th, 2026, published by Fictions. The developer is Game Freak. My hype for this is 76 out of 100. Marvel Tokon Souls looks like a great idea. Plus, it's been a while since the last Marvel vs. Capcom, and it postures itself as a legit competitor to that legacy. The graphics are an updated 3D comic style, and animations are smooth. The 4v4 fighting and character selection seems great on paper, but the actual combat mechanics leave a little to be desired. I'm more used to UFC fighting games, which are becoming more and more realistic, while this seems to fit the mold of feeling like a fighting game. It's a great genre, but the standard is almost impossibly high after 3 decades of legendary fighting games. This is for fighting gamers, so it has a guaranteed audience. But personally, after trying the beta, I don't think it will keep me playing as much as other games that released this year. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls retails for $59.99. It's a fighting game. Release date August 6, 2026. Publisher is PlayStation. The developer is Arc System Works. My hype for this is 74 out of 100. I'm not sure what to make of this game. On one hand, I've always wanted a Vietnam military sim to be great. On the other hand, it tries to use historically accurate weapons, so by definition, it will be dated. The multiplayer looks excellent, but I haven't heard of any campaign mode. I also see that the game has been remade during development, so while it may be good, I will wait and see if this Unreal Engine 5 game did well on its crossplay test. Hell Let Loose Vietnam retails for $39.99. It's a multiplayer military sim. Release date is August 13, 2026. The publisher is Team 17, developer Expression Games. Mortal Shell 2 is one of my most anticipated games this year, and the beta had some honestly breathtaking elements. I'm trying to figure out what weaknesses the beta had besides I didn't play part 1 and it was incomplete. This is as good as any Souls. This is a potential game of the year, so I will see about pre-ordering this game. FYI, an open beta is currently available on consoles. Mortal Shell 2 will release for $49.99. It's an action RPG horror. The release date is August 20th, 2026. Publisher is Playstack, and the developer is called Symmetry. That is a 92 out of 100. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2 releases for the PS5, Switch 2, PC, and Xbox Series X for $49.99. It's a stealth adventure collection, and the release date is August 27th, 2026, published and developed by Konami. My hype for this is a 74 out of 100, just because I haven't really played Metal Gear, but it does look good. So Volume 2 of the Metal Gear Solid Collection has ports for Metal Gear Solid, Peace Walker, Ghost Babel, and Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. Don't confuse this with the Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater Delta, which was a remake in Unreal Engine 5. These are simply ports of the originals for consoles of the current generation in 2026. Star Wars Zero Company is being described by excited fans as Star Wars meets XCOM, a sci-fi combination that could potentially be a massive success. The game looks very good graphically, and they should be able to pull off the strategy aspect. However, I'm skeptical if the lore and inside knowledge of characters and units will be noob friendly. Sorry, I've been out of the Star Wars loop since the Phantom Menace. Please let me back in. Star Wars Zero Company releases for PS5, PC, and Xbox Series X for $49.99. It's a turn-based strategy game. Release date August 27, 2026. Published by Electronic Arts. The developer is Bit Reactor. My hype is 60 out of 100. Not on the optimistic side, just because I'm not so great Star Wars games, but you never know. It's kind of my favorite strategy genre. So we'll see. Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy will retail for $49.99 on PS5, PC, and Xbox Series X. The release date is August 27, 2026. It's an action adventure game developed by a solo studio, and the publisher is Focus Entertainments. My hype for this is 75 out of 100. So this game may not have the biggest IP, but its previous entry was seen as a quality game. The trailers show great graphics and combat, so I'm optimistic that it will satisfy audiences that wants an action game with decent story. This is one of my hidden gems because other games seem to have more hype than this one, and it only has just under 19,000 followers. Breaking the Abyss has fully animated cutscenes, excellent Japanese voiceover with subtitles, and a world-class soundtrack. There are also multiple factions to play as with lots of layers of strategy. The Steam demo played just fine on my mid-grade computer. It would probably be great on even a Switch 2 without any loss in quality. Possible downsides is it might be overly simplistic with its core gameplay, but the menus show lots of depth, so I think it will be a great game. Combat animations are understated, unlike the rest of the game. There's a lot of global map strategy as well as combat map strategy. Seems like a great experience, but I do question the price tag. Brigandine Abyss sells for $49.99 with a release date of August 27, 2026 for PS5, Switch 2, PC, and Xbox Series X. It's a tactical turn-based RPG published by NIS America HappyNet. The developer is Addy Globe. My hype for this game is an 88 out of 100. There's currently a Steam demo for this. Breath Edge 2 is a space survival game with a release date of August 31st, 2026, when it will release for early access on PC. The publisher is Hype Train Digital, and the developer is Red Ruin Softworks. I'm not familiar with Breath Edge 1, but Part 2 looks like a comedic take on space survivor games like Imperium. The game is so lighthearted and makes fun of itself while presenting serious outer space repair situations that I forgive its early access release decision. This month, instead of focusing on smaller controversies specific to certain games, I want to take a couple of minutes to talk about some recent problems that have come up in the gaming industry. Specifically, Sony's push to get rid of physical game discs and go all digital. We've all seen this coming, with PlayStation's cloud gaming push that nobody asked for and tons of social media criticism about digital initiatives. The problem is that people are afraid that only Nintendo may offer game discs in the future, and even that may disappear because the trend is to go smaller and lighter. I know that games became big because they were physical pieces of media that you could show off to friends, amass libraries of, and gift as birthday and Christmas presents. My question is, why is there no competition? Everything is controlled only by a few console companies and digital storefronts like Steam. It's the same reason they silence and ignore so many people on social media. At this point, you can even go so far as to say it's a part of their narrative to go out of business. We've seen so many studios and franchises fail silently this year, either completely or through layoffs. To me, it is clear this option to fail as one of the big three companies is a big possibility. Thankfully, people have been calling out these failures so that people aren't wondering what happened to their favorite IP. The answer has to be there needs to be a competitive market. SteamDB shows tens of thousands of games released there every year. And imagine how many independent developers and studios there are. Yet, there are only three hardware companies. It is extremely fishy, and in a fair market, a newcomer that pushes the same values that gamers support will succeed. I would love to make a video showing an overview of the game industry. In conclusion, this looks like a very good month for gaming. I just wish games released previously this year were more spread out throughout the year. At the time of this recording, the only game I purchased was Power, except it was 2 years ago. I'm talking about last month's video where I talk about the games that might be popular or really good. I easily put in 70 hours into Power World since 1.0 was released on July 10th, and about 300 hours total since I purchased it at the end of 2024. Having a dedicated server to play on LAN has made multiplayer even greater, more convenient, and so addicting. It's still not a perfect game, but the fun factor is through the roof. I rate Power World a 91 out of 100. I haven't even beat the game yet because I've been taking my time making bases and checking out the new features and optimizations as well as the new pells. I think I will continue to take my time with this title, even though the main story is not even one of its many strong points. On a side note, I plan on purchasing Rorschach Code as long as it's not buggy, and I'll possibly also Missile Hunter. That's looking kind of good too. I really feel like buying physical copies only from now. By the way, I have noticed all the game cases are missing the effort that used to put into game boxes, like no art inserts or booklets. My main problem is that my hand-me-down PS5 has a broken optical drive, and replacing that part doesn't fix the issue. I want to prioritize my purchases so that I can make sure to get real games, not something that is awkwardly managed. I included a spreadsheet link in the description. Next month should be another video for 1 month. I don't think I've missed anything, but if so, let me know in the comments.